Good evening. I'm reporting on developing concerns raised by Zambian journalist Mafudo Ferry regarding the handling of late President Edgar Lungu's remains currently preserved in South Africa. Two Mountains Funeral Company has made controversial claims about potential deterioration of the former president's body. Ferry has questioned the credibility of these assertions, arguing that the body has been stored for less than 2 months and should remain intact under proper preservation protocols. His remarks have sparked renewed public interest in the handling of Lungu's remains and the ongoing dispute between government and family. Ferry's skepticism stems from what he describes as a lack of transparency and scientific grounding in the funeral company's statements. He emphasized that embalming and refrigeration techniques are designed to preserve bodies for extended periods, often far longer than the current timeline. According to Ferry, invoking deterioration at this stage may be a strategic move to pressure stakeholders into hastening the burial process. Ferry warned that such narratives could be used to justify controversial decisions, including cremation, without full consensus or due process. The journalist also expressed concern that the public might be deliberately misled to accept a funeral without the physical presence of the body. He argued that this would not only violate cultural expectations, but also raise questions about accountability and respect for the deceased. Ferry called for an independent inspection of the remains, suggesting that a joint team representing both the government and the Lungu family should be granted access. He proposed that such an inspection include photographic documentation and, if necessary, DNA verification to ensure the integrity of the process. This call for transparency comes amid a highly politicized standoff over the final resting place of Edgar Lungu. The former president died in South Africa under circumstances that remain sensitive, and his family has resisted efforts by the Zambian government to repatriate the body. They argue that Lungu had expressed wishes to be buried privately, away from political spectacle. The government insists that as a former head of state, Lungu deserves a national ceremony and burial at Embassy Park. This clash has led to legal proceedings and public debate, with both sides invoking constitutional and moral arguments. Ferry's intervention adds a new layer to the controversy, shifting the focus from political symbolism to practical and ethical concerns. His insistence on an urgent inspection reflects broader anxieties about institutional trust and the role of private companies. In a country where funerary rites carry deep cultural significance, any perceived mishandling can provoke widespread outrage and erode public confidence. Ferry's comments highlight the need for clear communication and procedural safeguards in cases involving high-profile figures. He urged media outlets and civil society to monitor the situation closely and demand accountability from all parties involved. As the debate continues, the question remains whether the government and the Lungu family can reach a compromise that honors both personal wishes and institutional responsibilities. Ferry's appeal for transparency may serve as a catalyst for more responsible dialogue and decision-making. The fate of Edgar Lungu's remains uncertain, and the nation watches closely, aware that how this chapter ends will shape public memory and political discourse for years to come. This is your correspondent reporting.